and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Eras mod. Today, I'm hoping that the Iron Marshal Davout will be able to conquer Spain. However, we're not fully recovered all the troops, and I won't be making it there in one turn anyways. So we're just gonna march up to the bridge here and wait for next turn to actually march on the area. We also got Grouchy is going to come down and support just in case. After all, after Madrid is taken, we're going to have to continue on and take out the Portuguese and also take out Gibraltar, which would be a nice addition. Give those bloody roast beefs a good licking. Up in the southern Netherlands, I've gone ahead and split the army, so Napoleon is now in command of his own army here, with a lot of these grenadiers, old guards. We got 4 of them now. I know a lot of people requested them early on, since right at that point I didn't have more than the different ones we have here with sort of the Young Guard and Trillier Grenadier Guard and so on, and the Chasseur Guard and so on. If you want that switch, you can just go ahead and tell me. Anyways, we're splitting off, so Ney gets his own army. I'm thinking, just because it's his 1815, and you know, he's kind of famous at Waterloo for leading all that cavalry, he's gonna get a lot of cavalry, a lot of heavy cavalry, I believe. Yes, we've got 2. So the 5th Cuirassiers and the 8th Cuirassiers. I like the fact that it's got a lot of special units, and it's one of those where you can only recruit 1 of each of these. So we've got lots of special units like that. That's going to be recruited to give a wide array for the army. Not really yet ready to march off this area, and since I've been recruiting actual troops for the actual armies, I haven't been recruiting any militia to take its place as Napoleon continues on here, most likely heading towards Amsterdam. And then for lastly, I mean, nothing is happening down here, just to show that, but then we're back at Suchet in Württemberg. He has now got a full stack, so he's got an additional reinforcements, Lancer unit here, and then also provincial troops of Württemberg, which you can recruit 3 of. Currently we have 2, a 3rd on the way. More cavalry is on the way, dragoons, but we'll see. The Bavarians have marched up, but I wonder if they're just gonna sit on the border or if they're gonna attack. I feel like no other small nation of that size have gone ahead and attacked me, but maybe because I was too quick to actually attack them before they were able to spring into action against me. Could be that the Bavarians will test the steel of Suchet and his army once more, but I'm thinking the AI is usually not that bold, are they? Although I could be surprised yet again by the skill in which the AI conducts itself in this mod. And with all of that said, I don't think we have anything more to say. In terms of government, nothing's really changed. Trade is still blocked. And in terms of technology, we're moving slowly here. Heidelberg, no. Spring Mule is definitely something I don't want. It actually provides -3 from industrialization. Lower classes get class consciousness. They get angry. So we're going to try and keep away from that. What I should possibly do is actually spend more money to build up these locations right here so that I can continue technology, but stay it for military and civil, and we'll keep away from the industrial stuff because, well, I think most of that gives minus the happiness due to industrialization, and it's going to be hard to keep the enemy under, or the enemy population, or the populations under wrap. In 1815, I guess that most people were fed up with the French revolutionaries. With that said, let's go ahead and end turn. Why, surprise, surprise! The Bavarians do attack me. How? And even with such low numbers. Usually the enemy attacks only when they've got clear advantage. We've got the Bavarians then bringing in close to 3,000 men against my 4,000. Now they have an advantage in the fact that they've got 2 cavalry units against 1. But otherwise, I think we're about equal. It seems like they have a Jaeger battalion, so they have actual rifles. Seeing as though my units have been at times absolutely slaughtered by light infantry, I'm quite fearful of the rifles. But we won't know until we actually come to battle, and we can rely on Kirkman's gunners to blow the enemy away, maybe before they're even ready to set up. With that introduction, let's go ahead and have ourselves a fight again over the territory of Württemberg. Now, before the battle starts, I should say here that you'll probably wonder where the Lancers are. Where are the Lancers? Well, oh shit, we're already getting bombarded by the enemy's howitzers. We should move into line immediately, or at least for this brigade right here.
Sir, our general is under attack.
Oh, and with the general, or actually it's the 18E is coming under attack by regular artillery, which unfortunately the general is close to. Back to the story of where the Lancers are. The Lancers had to sit out of the battle because after some investigation, I found out that for some reason they kept crashing the battle. Like, I could not proceed to the battle with them still as part of the battle. So that's why you're not seeing the Lancers. At first I thought it must be my newly recruited German troops. There we are. But no, that was not the case. It was the Lancers. Now I think that this is part of probably part of the mistake of me not loading the mod correctly to start off with. Looking at how many troops I've got here up on the line, we're gonna put these 2 battalions in reserve, and I think we're gonna put the German troops in reserve as well. Wait, how have I done it now? These 2, right. Fill the gap there. These in reserve. The cannons hopefully getting up. Unfortunately, Kirkman's gunner is coming under artillery fire, but they're not yet into position up onto the hill where they can return fire properly. The 18E, or the 18th, is coming under rifle fire. They're already losing troops. That is why I put the guard brigade over on this side, because I wanted the my Fusiliers and my light troops ready to deal with the enemy. I think we should split off and have the 31st Battalion on this side. This artillery piece need to get up into position as soon as possible. Kirkman's gunners are in position. Deploy. Deploy. We also lost some of the general's bodyguard. We'll move him up again. Right, the light troops are setting up. The light troops, I'm thinking, are gonna fight the Tiroler battalion, the Jaegers out there. And then Noah with those guys are gonna go that way. And I'm gonna split off these two rather than sit behind and cover. These two are gonna head off. So Nick and the Old Guard, and then Napoleon Lesser with the Fusiliers Grenadier gonna head off on the flank there, and we're gonna keep... Probably should have kept the Old Guard back, maybe, but that's that. Can't change anything now. Right, let's get this one set up as well. We're starting to trade fire with the enemy. We can move these two further back here. I'm gonna tell these two to hold fire. Probably best to switch to canister here and specifically target the area with the rifles. And then boost the artillery right away. The enemy is definitely closing in over here. Let's see if we can't get the Old Guard, Napoleon Lesser and his Fusiliers, in close enough to start fighting over there. We've got the enemy's cavalry now closing in. Plus this enemy is coming straight at us. We're forming square and the 15th battery needs to fire on the 1st regiment of the King. We broke the enemy's rifle. The Tiroler battalion was sent away. There's no point in you firing because you're probably friendlies. We got grenadiers, a little bit too close. I'm gonna order them back. We're moving you a little bit like this. Right, these guys coming close. Target them with canister. We absolutely destroyed these guys, and next regiment's coming up perfectly to fire up the side. Doing a lot of damage. Good firing over here. I'm gonna bring up the 2 reserve battalions closer. Same here with the 2 German ones coming up right next to the... I wonder why they've put their howitzers all the way out there. We forced away these guys. There's grenadiers coming this way. At this point, the guard battalion is kind of out of line because the enemy has quickly shifted most of their focus towards the center. Oh, the cavalry here actually managed to break the square. I'm gonna order one of the German battalions to move over to try and save the artillery here. Actually, we can bring both of them. Doesn't look like these guys are in much need. I'm gonna tell the artillery to hold fire. The enemy cavalry squadron seems to be chasing 31st Battalion to death. I want the 2 guards to continue forward, together with the lights. Here we should hold, while having these guys move this way, with you continuing forward. At this point, I want you to switch to round shot.
Our men are running, sir.
Ah, there goes the battery. I did not think that a single squadron attacking a square was going to break it like that. Thing is, I was under the impression that cavalry would kind of be less effective in this mod. But I think this is part of the problem with me, of course, not having the right order, or set up the mod in the right order. I'm hoping the cannon survives, because it takes quite a while to recruit those. I'm gonna tell the Germans to move out on the flank. We'll see about moving on the enemy. Oh, here's a German. I didn't realize I did have Germans on the front line. I must have messed up the order of the battalions there. I'm gonna bring up the reserves. We're gonna move through the guys on the front, and we're gonna attack the enemy, while the guys on the front are gonna move this way. Okay, the guards need to hold here, break them again. You'll swing around here. We have now been bombarding the enemy's battery. The enemy cavalry attacks from the back and attack the 39th Battalion. Yeah, I accidentally seem to have switched the order of the battalions here. Instead of the cavalry being less useful, it seems to be even more useful, I should say. I dropped your squares. Move into line. Let's see if we can't beat these bloody barbarians. Push the enemy away. Let's see if we can gain some better ground for our troops. I don't think these guys are coming back, so you will swing around that way. We do have this battery right over here. I'm gonna focus in on the enemy's remaining cavalry. It's probably the greatest threat is enemy cavalry. And so far we've only met these small squadrons of the enemy. I wonder what happens when we meet, like, Austrian Graziers, like a full regiment of cavalry coming at us. What then? What will I do? My troops routed. The Bavarians are in full retreat all across the line. It's time to drive them from the field. Do I have the range? Or the... Can I turn the guns? I don't think... Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. We need to turn the guns to hit the haubits. But as you can see here, the Germans, the Bavarians, are in full retreat. They do still have a battery here, which could cause a lot of damage if they're allowed to fire a canister at us, which I'm sure they're planning to. But otherwise here, I am in full control of the field. And, I mean, there's no way they're gonna win here. So, might as well declare victory. Here's the result of the battle. We deployed 4,000 men. We lost 1,100. The enemy lost close to 3,000 and lost 2,500. In this case, only leaving about 400 of them left. And our army remains at around 3,000. Highest kills goes to Kirkman's gunners, no surprise, 371. Followed by the 8-pounder gun, hopefully that one survives. Followed by Fusilier of the Line, followed by Chasseur de la Garde, and Grenadier Guard, and so on as we go along here. Armed Citizenry is awarded 12 at the end of the battle. Or maybe, I don't know, they were, I didn't even acknowledge them. They were stationed far back. God knows what they were up to. But they managed to kill 12 people. Let's just hope they were in uniform. We have a spy in Catalonia. Perfect. Can send that towards Madrid. Can clear the way ahead of us. Oh, right. Because of the crashes and me figuring out what was leading the crashes, I didn't actually move Davout and his force all the way up to... We might as well wait another turn then. Riots. The royalists are at it still. What are they so angry about? This is -2. This destroyed, of course, reduces... Can the spy aid in this case? Culture is about to be improved from 4 to 9. I'm sure it's a technology. Could it be religious? Nope. But it will start to convert people to Catholicism. Which is the second one. Oh, we're back at that, are we? I definitely don't want that, so... Diplomatic mission is what we're going for. I don't want to fight the royalist again. Or we have another spy that decides to cross-dress? Why are all my spies cross-dressers? Because it's effective, apparently. Very effective. Right. Unfortunately, I do not know. I'm sure it's something that I did that somehow causes the lances to crash the battle. That is not great. Hopefully that does not entail any more cavalry units to act this way. That would be a problem. I will probably go ahead and test a little bit further to see that we don't end up with that problem for an army where we cannot go ahead and change. We've got the... now I know why the Bavarians were attacking. They're emboldened by the Austrians. You can see Austrian troops are now all over the Bavarian territory. Infiltrate, 85% chance. The cross-dresser here is taking control of that area. There's nothing really happen here, and I very much doubt the Sardinians are going for anything. So I'm gonna bring this spy guy over to Vienna, and we're gonna take a look at that area, and hopefully we'll establish a network in Bavaria and then also Vienna. So we'll see those areas because we're going here pretty soon. Also, I didn't say this, but I did notice that 2 Sicilies were marching up here. So I think it's Murat. Yeah, it is. Joachim Murat is the king of Naples and the southern part of Italy. He's about possibly getting crushed by 2 Sicilies. Not great at all. We've got more troops coming in for Marshal Ney's army. His army is quite strong now, and he should start heading after the rest of the Belgians, while Napoleon is waiting for a little bit more cavalry, 2 cavalry units, I believe. And then he will be heading after the Netherlands. We should probably pursue... Wait, let's see. Yes, the battery is still there. Very good. It was not destroyed. I would pursue them, but I feel like it's an auto-assault, and an auto-assault could potentially destroy the cannons, because it could focus all the death there, wouldn't it? Get really good supply rate here. I'm getting green even for the... Makes sense though, because they were recruited in this region. I was scared to begin with that it was these units that was causing the crash, but that was not the case. Since there's so much battle going on here, I'm actually going to turn this center of culture into a supply storage instead. We're going to have arms, a lot of them, being built there. In terms of what I need to spend my money on else, it looks like we're gonna have to spend even more on militia units, because this area is still unhappy. There's a -4. I don't think I will have enough. Oh, now I'm out of... Now I'm out of recruiting militia as well. I hold too many militia units already, so it does. Normal line infantry has no restriction on how many I can have. But they do not have policing bonus, do they? No. I don't know how much the policing bonus actually works in my favor here. The repression of the garrison is 8. And there is 8 units. So I don't know what their repression bonus is exactly. And we're already exempting the region from tax. And the spy clearly isn't doing anything. Maybe even upsetting the royalists even further by having a cross-dresser run around the town. Right. We've got 3 dragoons. Hopefully they will work and not crash. With that, I need to remove some troops. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna... You know what? Let's merge a couple of these. Normal Fusiliers. And now they are all at the same. And then we remove 2... who will be moved back here, and now we got 3 dragoons for this army. Right. I definitely want to go after Spanish, and I don't think the Bavarians have another fight in them. So I think we're free to end turn once more. The question is, why do I have a supply house here? That is not actually that useful to me, because, well, there is no likelihood of the enemy actually fighting us here. So I'll build it into a merchant house so I can get more cash instead. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and end turn and see if the Iron Marshal can't march on Madrid for this video. The Belgians come again, and they're heavily outmatched by my 5,000 troops against their barely 1,000. Clearly an auto-assault. Still managed to lose 609 men, which is quite surprising. Well, not really. It is, after all, an auto-assault. Gentlemen recruited in Navarra. We're getting a lot of Spanish gentlemen. Or just, I guess, they don't necessarily need to be from Spain, do they? Watch out, here comes the cross-dresser. One of many, I might add. Let's go ahead and see what they've got in Madrid. It's a full stack with a single troop guarding the bridge. In terms of what they got, provincial militia, marine skirmishers, Three doors. It's a shit army, to say the least. Path is blocked. Because once again, the bloody royalists are at it again. The problem here is, of course, that the royalists bring cannon. I have no such thing here, and it's going to take me a long time to get cannons. I'm better off... They will attack within one turn. If I'm lucky, then I will be able to get 3 regular Fusiliers before they strike. Probably should bring my militia army to bear on... Oh, it's a single unit. Well, screw that guy then. What I could possibly do... I did not check at all how many men I lost there, but I felt like I lost a surprisingly high amount. Like a crazy amount. More troops being recruited all around. Construction. Museum of Napoleon has been built. Looks like a big church. It looks like the big church building that you build in... Can't remember. No, this is the... Isn't this for the Peninsula campaign picture for the churches? I believe. More roads. The gentlemen. The Belgians defeated, I think, Ney, then should go ahead and outer-assault. Get rid of this force right here. Then we have a possibility. What? They survived somehow? Somehow they survived. Just like Palpatine. Ney has a possibility here of striking at the Prussians. They hold nothing. And some of the cavalry units were recruited, right? So we've got Lancer Cavalry, the 7th Lancer Cavalry. It's going to go to Napoleon. And then we have Flanker Chasseur Guard and a Old Guard Artillery unit. That's going to come up. We're going to split off some of the cannons. Like this 12-pounder will go to Ney. And then Napoleon will take this artillery instead, and so on, and so forth. We'll hold here for now, but the idea then is maybe just to hold here until we're able to bring up troops further here. Continuing forwards just leaves Suchet vulnerable. If he moves up, takes Bavaria, he's brought in, you know, multiple angles against the Austrians possibly, and that could be really bad to march ahead of it. And it seems like the Austrians are now really ramping up the amount of troops they're recruiting. We got a massive amount of these formations moving around, so we don't want to move too far forward. We still want to hold this region. Alternatively moving towards here, but then also, you know, we need to bring up this flank right here. So once Napoleon is ready, really the big battle is when Napoleon attacks Amsterdam. What do I have here? A 4-pounder gun. Here we got dragoons. Grouchy. Grouchy could I'll risk it. I don't think they're gonna win the battle up here. So Grouchy will continue and he will join Davout down here. And here comes a lot of dragoons as well to join in the fight. So we'll start off. We'll see if the Spanish wants to march out and meet us. I don't think they will, because I think their army is pretty shit. It looked like they had way too much militia units. I'm able now to build a few units here. Or build a few buildings, I should say. Also roads starting to be built everywhere. So we should get rapid deployment, hopefully. The 2 guard cavalry You can never have enough Fusiliers. Let's get some other funky cavalry units. And another one of these name units. A few name units actually could be recruited and sent forwards. Of course, right now we haven't really been able to build the kind of brigades that I normally build with grenadiers and so on. But as I recruit more and more troops, that should surely happen. Otherwise, the rest of France is really happy. Why can't they all be like that? Local theatre, what does that give? 3+ happiness. That's wonderful. We want to go for something like that. Anyways, once more, let's end turn. It's maybe the royalists will attack. Yet again, I'm surprised by the AI. The Spanish do go ahead and attack, and they bring a force of 3,000 men against 3,700 under the French. What they have is they have tons of artillery. They have 2 8-pounder batteries plus 1 4-pounder battery. That's a lot more than my single 8-pounder battery. But otherwise, it looks like they do have more cavalry than me. I have the Grenadiers of Cheval de la Garde Imperial, Gilliflowers. But otherwise, I do not have... I would say my cavalry is stronger though. But could it take on 3 cavalries? Surely not. There's a lot of enemy troops. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty even fight. What I want to say though is... I think that I'm already at the 30-minute mark for this video. Or close to it anyways. So I think we're gonna save this battle for the next one. So I'll leave this battle as a cliffhanger. And you know what? I'm gonna leave you now. So what I'll say is what I always say. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. And hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.